So nice to be with you today. I wanted to mention a little incident that happened during World War II. Parents had to separate. Their husbands had to go off to war. And it left children sometimes, and they had to wait for their daddies to come home, and it was hard. They said that lady came into the front room and she had a picture of her husband, a large picture of her husband up on the wall, and her little boy was just standing, staring at the picture, just staring at it. And finally she said, What are you thinking, son? What are you thinking right now? And he said, I'm thinking, I just wish that he had just stepped out of that picture right into this living room and be with me. Well, you know, the world was in chaos, in confusion. A lot of wickedness going on, a lot of fighting. But one day, God just stepped out of that picture right into the living room of our own hearts. One day, God robed himself in flesh and dwelt among us. The virgin birth. All of a sudden, he showed up in Bethlehem's manger. And the world has not been the same since. He stepped out of that picture. And who would ever think he's in our very living rooms. He's in our homes. My mother, when she got in the church, she was raised in a denominational church, and she found out about Pentecost, and she came in and she got the Holy Ghost, but she couldn't see baptism. She just couldn't understand the Godhead, let me say it like that. She couldn't understand the Godhead. But she was praying and asking God to show it to her. Well, now, back in the day, maybe some of you can remember, preachers sometime when they preached, they would assign certain chapters or scriptures for different ones to read. And when he preached to that point, then he'd look at them and say, you read. And they'd read. And he'd preach on that a while. Then he'd say, somebody else read. And they'd read and he'd preach on that a while. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking that the preacher might have been real slick or smart. He gave my mother 1 Timothy 3:16, when it got her time to read. And she reads, Sister Marler, and she said, and without controversy, great is the mystery of godliness. God was manifest in the flesh, justified in the Spirit, seen of angels, preached unto the Gentiles, believed on in the world, and received up into glory. And when my mother read that, her Bible went one way and she went another. She was dancing in the Spirit, hollering, I see it, I see it, I see it. Yes, when we just let God step out of the picture and come into our world. God bless you.